Everyone's talking about SPY. Everyone's talking about qqqi. Everyone's talking about the new ETFs like the boosted ones or even MLPI. But there is one ETF that's a little bit underrated that most people aren't even talking about. That ETF is IWMI. Now, all of these are all from NEOS, and NEOS is a great company creating some great income ETFs. I mean, they have launched SPY, now they have qqqi, they have MLPI, BTCI, IAUI, IYRI, and one of the ones that sometimes gets overlooked is IWMI. And IWMI is a small caps ETF where it does generate some pretty good income. It has a pretty good yield, and it also has some good price appreciation and even total return compared to SPY and qqqi. Today we're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about the strategy. We're going to be talking about the yield, talking about some real numbers, talking about how it works and creates money, and seeing if this could be part of your portfolio. All right, let's get it. Let's dive in. Let's start.
This video is purely educational content and should not be considered personal finance advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and I don't know your financial situation, risk tolerance, or even investment goals. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and always do your own research and consider consulting with a qualified financial professional before making any investment. All right, let's get on to the video.
Hey guys, my name is Steve and I run the Frugal Expat website where we try to help people to save more and invest better. Today we're talking about IWMI. And is this the best news ETF that no one's talking about? Now today, like I said, we're going to be diving into this. We're going to be looking at the strategy and we're going to be talking to see if this could be an ETF to add to your portfolio. Let's get to it and let's start diving in. Now IWMI stands for the NEOS Russell 2000 High Income ETF. It was launched in June of 2024, so it's around 2 years old. And so this ETF has a yield of about 14.29% according to the NEOS website. And so that's a pretty good yield. It's also got an expense ratio of 0.68%, meaning it costs about $68 for every $10,000. Now it's approaching up to about $1 billion in assets under management. Right when I'm recording it, it's a little bit under that 1 billion number, but it's continuing to grow and continue to do pretty well. Now the year-to-date total performance is sitting at about a little bit over 13%, with the price appreciation sitting around that 6.57%. Now these numbers do change from time to time depending on how the market is going up and down with news and different geopolitical things, and so when you're watching this video, those numbers could be much higher, they could be much lower. And so when I'm recording this video, that's what the numbers are, and so we'll stick with those numbers with my graphs. Now here's the thing about IWMI. It is managed by NEOS. NEOS is the one that has SPY, qqqi, MLPI, and so many other great NEOS products. And so it has some of those same kind of characteristics as some of those great NEOS products. So it holds VTWO, which is the Vanguard Russell 2000 ETF. With this ETF, it also does cover calls on the RUT or the Russell 2000 index, creating some 1256 contracts. So that income is going to be broken down into 60% long-term capital gains, 40% short-term capital gains. So you got some great 1256 contracts with IWMI. You're also going to get some return of capital. Now, I took a look at the year-to-date return of capitals, and most of them are going to be around that 100% return of capital. Some of them are going to be at 85%. December 2025 was sitting at around that 85%, and there is one other month that's also sitting at the 85%, but the rest are sitting at 100%. So it's got some good tax efficiency, with the ROC being around 85 to 100% and sub 1256 contracts. So that's good news if you're looking for tax efficiency. Now the way they actually generate income is they're using covered calls on the assets under management. They're trying to get some income and they're distributing that out as yield for those income investors. And this is also giving you some exposure to small caps as well. So if most people are going to be investing into those income ETFs that track maybe the NASDAQ 100 or the S&P 500. Now both those indexes kind of overlap and you're getting some good volatility, but with IWMI, it doesn't overlap with those indexes. And so you're getting some small caps, you're getting some good volatility, and you're getting some good income and possibly some good price appreciation. So this is a great ETF that you could buy and hold in your portfolio. But first, let's break down some of the numbers to kind of give you some good idea of how it's doing compared to maybe a SPY or a qqqi. Now let's look at the distribution yield. So IWMI distribution yield is sitting at 14.29%. Now we take a look at SPY, it's around that 12.08%, and so it's a little bit lower. qqqi has a 14.11%, 14% yield, but it ranges between 13 to 15% for qqqi. So right there, IWMI is beating both the big dogs and the NEOS family. So that's good news for you. Now, if we were looking at some price appreciation, year-to-date price appreciation for this ETF is sitting at 6.57%. Now, if we were to take a look at qqqi, it's sitting at 3.50%, and SPY is sitting about at 0.59%. Right there alone, the price in the NAV is increasing better than a qqqi and a SPY. Now, if we were to reinvest those dividends, we're going to get a total performance of IWMI doing about 13.16%. qqqi is doing 9.80%, and SPY is doing around 5.70%. That's total performance for the year to date. Now, the 1 year date performance for IWMI is 34.67%. qqqi is doing 27.02%. and SPY is doing 20.91%. Right there, IWMI is winning not only year to date, but also 1 year performance. Now, since its inception of June of 2024, qqqi has beaten IWMI. It's done a performance around 43%, while IWMI has done about 39%. And so right there, it's not that far behind qqqi, but it is trailing it and is beating SPY. And so if you're looking for maybe an ETF in the NEOS family that doesn't have to deal with some of those large caps, well, IWMI could be a good one for your portfolio. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. One place that I'm doing a lot of research on is stockanalysis.com. Now, stockanalysis.com is a great place to input different ETFs, stocks, see what's going on, seeing the trades, seeing what's available through the yield and potential, the price return, total return, comparisons between ETFs. There's so many great things you can do with stockanalysis.com. And if you want to start your own plan, I'm going to leave a link in my description and a link in my pinned comments. You can use the promo code TFE if you want to get a discount. The links also give you a discount as well. So click one of the links, check it out, and let me know. All right, let's get back to the video. Now, of course, there are some pros and cons to this ETF. Now, not everything that I say sounds as cheery as it could be because, you know, it looks like small caps are doing great. It looks like it's got great yield. It looks like it's beating some of the OGs. So what could be wrong with this ETF? Now, let's give you some of the pros. First of all, one of the big pros is the yield, the distribution rate. It's sitting at that 14 to 15%. That's a very big pro. Secondly is it's tax efficient. It's giving you some good ROC and 1256 contracts. That's another great pro. Thirdly, it's actively managed by a great company as in NEOS. That's a third great pro. Fourthly, it's got diversification versus the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. Those kind of overlap, but with small caps, it's not really overlapping. That's another great pro. Fifth, or the next pro, is it's got around 2,000 different companies, so it's quite diverse and it's giving you some exposure to something else. That's another great pro. And lastly, it's got a monthly paycheck and is very consistent, and so you can't go wrong with that consistency. Now, there are definitely cons and risk. The first one is small caps are more volatile. Yes, the small cap sector does go up and down way more than maybe the NASDAQ or even large caps with the S&P 500. And so you're getting some of that huge volatility, and sometimes small caps can go into a bear market. And so that could be a red flag. Second way is there is a capped upside. So when rallies do happen and one small cap may skyrocket really fast, it may miss out on some of those rallies because it's trying to sell those covered calls in order to create premium. It's also got a shorter track record. It's only been around for 2 years, while qqqi has been around for 2.5 years and SPY has been around for maybe 4 years. And so this has got maybe a shorter track record than some other income ETFs. Next, the small cap sector could also go under and have some more of a recession risk compared to the large caps. The large caps continue to go and go. Small caps could have a little bit of bear market quicker than the large caps. This is also not very good for those that are looking for huge long-term gains. Like maybe a better one could be just sticking with some growth ETFs instead of getting some income. So that could be a con for you. Now, the biggest risk to understand is the cover call strategy. So with cover calls, you're selling a call at a certain point. Neos is selling anywhere between 60 to 90% of its portfolio, trying to create premium. Now, they will buy different calls depending on if the market is right, but right here, you're having that cover call strategy, and sometimes the upside is a little capped. But with them, they're always managing and following their rules and algorithm in order to create some good premium and also to not have any NAV erosion. So this is a greatly managed ETF, but if you're looking for more upside, it's probably better to look at more of a growth ETF or even a small cap ETF like an AVUV, or even buying VTWO by yourself. If you're looking for income, IWMI is a great ETF that you could put in your income portfolio. It's giving you different exposures. It's giving you great tax efficiency, a pretty good yield, some good price appreciation, some good total return, and it's from a great company. I mean, it's hard not to like some of the Neos products. They construct them very efficiently, very well, and have great managers behind them. For me, I like those Neos products, and you may also like them too. So here's my honest take. If I were to diversify my portfolio and add maybe some more small caps or even some other things within the portfolio, IWMI could be a great one that I would add. Another probably competitor that I may add as well would be a OVS from Liquid Strategies. OVS is the overlay small cap equity ETF, and it's got no capped upside, but the yield is sitting around 10%. So IWMI has got a 14% yield with more of a capped upside. OVS has no capped upside, but it's also got some good yield. Now OVS tracks IJR, or the iShares S&P 600 small cap fund, so you're getting less holdings, but you're also getting some more upside. So those are some different ways I could diversify my own portfolio. Let me know in the comments. Are you adding any small caps to your portfolio? Do you have maybe an AVUV or maybe an IJR or VTWO? Do you own maybe an IWMI or maybe an OVS? There's so many great ways to diversify. What are some other ways you're diversifying your portfolio? Maybe you're adding an MLPI or maybe a KGLD. There's some great ones out there. Let me know in the comments, and make sure to check out my video on this great Neos video on the best Neos ETFs that I've ranked. Number 7 all the way to number 1. Check it out and let me know in the comments. All right, I'll see you guys in our next video.